Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Joy of Game Mastering. I hope you're having a wonderful Tuesday out there. We'll be diving into our topic here in just a minute. I just wanted to give people a chance to file in. If you're out there, say hello. Otherwise, I'll pop in and say hi, everybody. My name is Alex Thomas. I am here to take you through another exciting episode of The Joy of Game Mastering, a show where we break down some of the mystique around the role of Game Master in tabletop role-playing games and help give you the tools to empower yourselves to give it a try if you've never done it before. Hello, Squire Cortez. Thank you for joining us. A survivable day is a good one. Hopefully it gets a little bit better for you. There have definitely been quite a few survivable days going on around here. Can confirm. Just got back from Yukon. Had a wonderful time. Actually, today's topic is something I ran into at Yukon that I'm excited to talk to you all about. Because it's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm great. So today we are talking about an exciting topic I ran into this weekend called an emergent mystery. So a lot of the times I get questions on this show, especially about how to design an investigation or how to design a mystery for your heroes to engage with. And I've got a lot of advice about it. All of that advice is still really good if you're trying to do a traditional, I'm writing a mystery that has an answer, I'm trying to give out clues to my players, and I want to have a very well-crafted plot. This concept I ran into is very prevalent in a role-playing game called Brindlewood Bay that I adapted to use for a game I was running this weekend at the convention in Michigan. And an emergent mystery is one in which the game master doesn't know the answer to the the game goes on. So you sit down, you introduce a scenario to your players, and you all discover how it goes about together. The way Brindlewood Bay handles it is you have clues that your heroes are finding at the end of the mystery. They make a check using 2d6 plus the amount of clues they found that supports their theory minus the complexity of the mystery. They roll high enough, that is the answer to the mystery. They roll high enough but not as high, that is the answer, but they have to do something dangerous to catch the culprit responsible. They roll low enough, that is not the answer to the mystery, and I as the GM get to add a wrinkle to the story. It was a really interesting tool for developing an exciting ongoing story. So I was really excited about the idea, and I wanted to bring it to you all to chat about today. And I'll just use the adventure I ran this weekend as an example of how it all goes down. But I'll share it with you all at home. Share screen. Share a window. I'll share a Chrome tab. So yeah, let me know if that's legible to everybody at home. But I ran a story called The KJ in the Cabinet. Oh, that looks much bigger now. Cool. I just had to make the window smaller. Yeah, but the way the mystery worked was I came up with the question. In this case, they found a karaoke jockey stuffed into a guitar amp at the International Karaoke Competition in Vegas. And we don't know who the murderer is. We don't know how they got there. That's the mystery to solve. That's the presentation. Because I did this based in the Bones universe, I did have a cold open where we introduced the body, because that's how every episode of Bones starts, with just two people who are not the main characters discovering the body and then jumping into the investigation. And when designing the Emergent Mystery, I came up with the victim, a cowboy past his prime, who helped found the quote-unquote International Karaoke Association. Scruggs is a jolly sort with a reputation for his loud personality and signature red Stetson and mustache. He was the de facto CEO of IKEA and bankrolled the operation. Scruggs was stoked to be hosting the contest in Vegas for the first time. Then I came up with a list of 7 or so suspects to introduce the heroes to, the locations that they'd be doing their investigation in, and then the coolest thing that this game encourages you to do is clues. You're intended to design 20 to 30 clues for the mystery, but you don't say where the clues are. And you don't even get that super specific about the clues. But every time the players make an investigation check, you decide at that moment what clue they find. This makes it so that if there are super important clues that you're trying to present, they don't get missed. And it gives you some flexibility when coming up with the scenario in reaction to what the heroes are doing. So my clues included things that were very abstract, such as a taboo love affair. Doesn't say who it's between, doesn't say what's taboo about it, but they can find evidence of that as part of their clue finding. Piles of receipts for extravagant purchases, an attempt to collect a debt. They can be very abstract. Or you can get specific to the scenario that you're doing. For instance, pink paint chips from a 1955 Cadillac Fleetwood Sexy Special, the Elvis pink Cadillac. Because one of our suspects was the Elvis who does the wedding officiating at the little chapel down the street from where the murder happened. Or you can do something as specific as a certificate for the winner of the contest with the words "given by an undeserving coward" written on the back. So that there are things that you can get into. There's physical clues, there's auditory clues. They're designed to be open to interpretation and to give your players lots of things to mull over. And what I really liked about this technique was how flexible it is, and how it's designed to be almost in my GM style, because my prep work is very idea focused and then reacting to what the heroes do. So this rewarded the way I typically, engage with my storytelling by encouraging me not to know what the answer is and all that good stuff. But my favorite mechanic that this game offered, and this isn't necessarily about Emergent Mysteries, but this game has a mechanic called Cut to Commercial, which is if the heroes roll a check and they fail on it, I can offer to cut to a commercial instead, and I can give them a fake product they have to do a commercial on. And if I like the commercial, when we come back from the commercial, they've actually succeeded at the test. So, lots of good stuff. Yeah. And it was very energizing getting to do a game that I don't run all the time. I learned this game specifically for this scenario because I wanted to do an investigation-driven game for this game set in the universe of Bones. I tweaked it a little bit because Brindlewood Bay is ostensibly Murder, She Wrote versus Cthulhu. So it's designed to be cozy mystery meets eldritch horror, and I took out the eldritch horror stuff and just focused on the mystery aspects of it. But yeah, I could see getting a lot of use out of this idea for a game system, to be sure. And I'll be adapting some of this idea into my adventures going forward, where having a list of things that you can drop in as the game is going on instead of a set outline script. Having those pieces that you can grab and drop in as they become relevant or as they can be in the most dynamic place you can put them. Because this works for clues, this works for dialogue, this works for just any information that you want the heroes to absorb. You can say basically the highest level version of what that information is. It's a secret passage that connects two locations. It's an argument between two suspects on a balcony. you can fill the details in as they become useful to you, instead of starting and front loading all of that prep work and trying to find ways to shoehorn things in if the players react in a way that you don't expect. I think there's a lot of great things to pull from this system. And with what we're doing for the actual play this weekend, I plan on doing something similar to this because we're doing a completely random game this weekend. I don't know who the players are. I don't know who the villain is. I don't know what the location is. And it's going to be sort of like when you get on stage and somebody's assigned a karaoke song to you and you don't know what song it is before you have to start singing and going from there. Yeah, I really liked the Emergent mystery, and maybe we'll do some design work now for something similar, if that sounds good to you all. Actually, I can make I'll just make a copy of this and I'll cut out the other stuff. And using this as the template for what we're going to be doing. Squire asks, how familiar do you have to be with the clues? Should you do a lot of mental prep, or what the clues you make surprise you when they appear? What this game encourages you to do is to be surprised when they happen. I would say when you're designing the mystery, it helps to think over what some of the solutions could be. So looking at your list of suspects, what could be some answers to that, so that you might be able to tailor some of the clues to those specific theories, while knowing that your players are probably going to come up with theories that you didn't imagine. We'll do a fun Titan City mystery real quick. Hey, Gray Matter, how's it going? We're talking all about a fun design philosophy for mystery that I ran into this weekend at the convention I was running things at, called Emergent Mystery. Basically, you as the GM, you design the suspects, you design the victim, but you don't know what the answer to the problem is before the players start interacting with it. Well, I'm glad you're getting better. That sickness is going around. My wife is down with it right now. I was down with it 2 weeks ago. Yeah, it sucks. You feel like that's how you handle mystery, Gray Matter? Yeah, I think it's a great way to do it. I'm taking the example I used at this weekend. We're gonna strip one out and make a new example. And it's very I'm so impressed with how it works. As I've said before, I generally develop that kind of thing for all aspects of my game. Yeah. Sorry, just getting the template ready to work with. Made a copy of my adventure notes from this weekend. I'm just gonna strip that out and see if we can find ways to make this applicable to designing a mystery as a group together. Just with the time we have. But I was very impressed with how it worked. It led to some great discussions. It led to some wonderful, it was just a very well done situation. But yeah, it was. What I think you would also like about it, Jay Gray, is at the end of it, after they collect all their clues, the players do what's called a theorize move, where they have a freewheeling discussion about the mystery, about their suspects, about their clues, and they come to a consensus as a group as to who did it and how many clues support that idea, and then they make a roll. They roll 2d6 plus the amount of clues they found that support their argument, or the amount of clues that they can explain away as not derailing their argument, and then subtract the complexity of the mystery. And if they roll above a certain threshold, that is the answer to the mystery. If they roll just below that, that is the answer, but they have to do something dangerous to catch the culprit. And if they fail that check, that's not the answer to the mystery, and you as the GM get to add a wrinkle to the investigation, like you kill a suspect, or they get into some sort of trouble with the law, or there's a mystery. There's like some other sort of consequence they have to deal with. So we're going to do a fun little mystery involving a poor DMA agent. Agent Cortez. Yeah, it's more active than simply Emergent, but the cool thing about it is the prep work you do in the beginning doesn't tie anything to a specific location or to a specific suspect. You come up with a list of 20 to 30 clues that can be very abstract so that they can be dropped in at any point when they make an investigation check, or are specific and point towards a theory to make some anchoring clues to give people a place to start with the theory. They can be clues as abstract as a taboo love affair or a heated discussion between two suspects, or they can be specific and they can be something like pink paint chips from a 1955 Fleetwood Cadillac, so that you have some clues that are able to sort of point in a certain direction, but other clues that you can drop anywhere you want. And the cool thing is that you don't decide where the clues are, you decide what clue is found when they make the check. So it doesn't have to be tied to a specific location, it doesn't have to be tied to a specific suspect, and you never have what I call load-bearing clues, it's so cool. It's such a fun system. Oh, hi, Warden Maximus. Welcome in. With Agent Don Cortez. Possibly Foursquire. Yeah, feels very similar to how I dev my mysteries, but provides a structured improv while this is an active gamified process. Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with either approach. I was really impressed by it when I was running the game this weekend. Ooh, a discussion of mysteries. Or is it? Dun, dun, dun. The other mechanic, I told Squire about this before everybody else got here, but my favorite mechanic in this game is called cut to commercial. And what that is if they fail on a check, you as the GM can say, we could cut to commercial right now if you want. and you give them a fake product to do an improvised commercial about. And if you like the commercial, when they come back from the commercial break, they've actually succeeded at the test. And I was handing out commercials for things like the Holy Spirit's alcohol designed by Christians for Christians, or Drink Plus. It's like a soft drink plus so much more. And then the commercial right after that was a class action lawsuit against Drink Plus. So yeah, you can get really silly with it, and it gives them something else to sort of latch onto. It's a ton of fun. So Johnny Cortez is a DMA agent who is assigned to help ghosts. Yes, I'm taking that mechanic straight to my streams because, yeah, it's so good. I'll probably only do it once or twice per stream, but it's such a good mechanic for that. To help identify ghosts and their specter level. Oh yeah, that's a fun reward redeem. A fun way to reward channel point expenditures and things like that. I had a great time at the convention though. I got to play a Mutants Masterminds game where I got to play a Superman. It was a Justice League game set in a Gods and Monsters Elseworld, but not the Gods and Monsters Elseworld from the cartoon. It was just a similar idea where it was a slightly dingier DC universe. And I was Superman as raised by Lionel Luthor, with Alexander Luthor as a brother. So I was a corporate stooge for LexCorp Superman, and I had so much fun. I guess I kind of played him like Homelander, actually, now that I think about it. But I was walking into that game, I was expecting a very different tone for the Superman because the GM informed me that he was a Zod instead of an L. And in my mind, when I was getting myself ready to come sit down and play this character, I was thinking it was going to be like I'm a serious military man who's here to restore Krypton. And I read the backstory, and that was not what I got at all. Johnny is found dead inside a haunted house after a training exercise gone wrong. He's been with the department for and honestly, with the amount of improvising I usually have to do with my role-playing games anyway, this being able to gamify it works really well. I was invited to join a RPG that is a DC Marvel crossover. If that game actually goes, I'll be John Constantine, kicked out of the Sanctum Sanctorum. He's looking for the States for a mentor. That's a ton of fun. I love Constantine. He's one of my favorites. Although anybody who read my book can probably tell that. It was the first comic I ever read. That's awesome. Was it Hellraiser or was it Hellblazer or was it when he joined the Prime continuity? Hellblazer Volume 1. Yep. fully read it till lockdown, then I got really heavy into comics. Then Mumamo started. Yeah, I really like Mutants Masterminds Monday. It's one of the highlights of my week. So we have our victim, Donnie Cortez. He was found dead in a haunted house after a training exercise gone wrong. So I won't do the cold open for this one because we're just presenting the mystery. But our opening scene. The heroes are sent by the DMA to check in on Agent Cortez. He missed his check-in. Are sent to the... Oh, let's pick a fun location. Let me get my Titan City map out. Yeah, Jay, you stream really late at night, I notice. I get notifications when you go live. Well, chat, what location do we think? We think this should be a big haunted mansion, an old haunted hospital, a haunted school, haunted hotel. Ooh, a haunted hotel on the cliffs overlooking the ocean would be fun. Old haunted lighthouse. Keeping in mind that we want a location that can have a lot of spirits in it. A lot of a variety of spirits too. Not just, oh, it's the typhoid ward for the orphanage or something like that. Hotel? Okay, we'll go with the hotel. Tuberculosis Hospital. Those places are full of ghosts. I kind of like the hotel idea, though. I think we're going to go with that. To the historic. Oh, I need a good waspy name. I need a good New England name. This is the problem with my design work, is that I often wind up going on rabbit holes looking for names and things like that. The Magnus Hotel. Oh, yeah. Historic Magnus Hotel. Heroes are a group of DMA agents sent to the historic Magnus Hotel to check in on their colleague. Donnie Cortez, after he missed. He missed his check-in following a Spectre classification exercise. The department is concerned. Something terrible has happened. Heroes arrive on scene. Find Donnie. To find Agent Cortez. deceased under suspicious circumstances. It's up to them to interrogate the hotel's otherworldly occupants and uncover the cause of their poor friend's demise. And that's the mystery. That's the opening. But that's presenting the mystery. Which could be a summary, can be all that stuff. Then, with all RPG events, you want to have a good solid opening scene, just so that people can get into the mood and get the tone. And then the opening scene is the heroes arriving at the Magnus Hotel via car on a dark and stormy night. And then I like to ask the players a question for each of them to sort of, just to get into character and to introduce themselves to their fellow players. For this particular adventure, it'd probably be something like, what about this hotel freaks out is creepy to your character? Something that's, something that's very abstract and open to interpretation. That's actually the establishing question. Yeah, and I would, depending on time, I would go through and I would write out like an opening flavor text here. But most of the time, I probably wind up winging it when I got to the table. The next thing we need is our suspects, which are a number of spirits and potentially a living person. We need like 6 or 7 optional options for our heroes to start linking clues and theories to. So we can go with Margaret's a good ghost name. Margaret Bathory. Bathory. Ghost of a hotel manager. Margaret was the hotel manager at the Magnus in the late 1890s. She passed under mysterious circumstances. Has haunted the place for the last 30 years. He's often seen as the leader of the other spirits in the house, and as the most potent ghostly entity. She is most capable. She is the most capable. Interacting with the material world and pushing the other ghosts around. Larry Fillmore. No, that's a real person's name. Most of the names I come up with are real people names, though. Fishmore, Larry Fishmore. Custodian. Groundskeeper is probably more accurate. Larry is one of the few human occupants of the hotel, acting as the groundskeeper / maintenance worker of the building. He is an employee of the DMA. Because the hotel belongs to the money spirits which haunt its halls and hates his job / the undead. Man, I really like this location we're coming up with. I think this is a fun spot, this haunted hotel. Does anybody have any ideas for good ghosts? Any, if we're doing this sort of overlook hotel situation, do we lean into that? Maybe we get a couple of ghostly twins who wander the halls, causing mischief. Big scary ghost dog would be fun. Now, feel free to jump in with ideas. I'm definitely looking for them. There probably should be a member of the Magnus family. Ooh, what if the ghost twins died at different ages? That's really cool. I'm actually going to make Margaret Bathory Margaret Magnus and tie into that whole alliteration thing that's fun in comic books. I think Margaret Magnus is a great ghost name. But twins who died at different ages, did they both die at the hotel? That's the other thing, is they had to die close by to become spirits here. Make it really weird and have it be a Danny DeVito, Arnold Schwarzenegger situation with them dying at different ages. Twins. Carmine twins. Spooky kids. Delphine and Lorelei, Carmine lived at the Magnus Hotel. Stayed at the Magnus Hotel. In the early 1900s. Makes me feel like there needs to be one that's like clearly killer ghost in the hotel. First stayed at the Magnus Hotel in the early 1900s. during which Delphine went missing. Presumed dead. This was Lorelei. You're obsessed with the place. Yeah, no worries, Jay Gray. By the VDW, as per the usual parenting things, I may have this on in the background, but can't consistently interact. Yeah, no worries at all. Few decades to figure out what happened to her sister. Only run afoul the same killer in 1923. Lorelei is the newest ghost to haunt the Magnus, but is thrilled to have been reunited with her twin all these years later, despite their now pronounced physical differences. They still try to pull off the whole "come play with us, Danny" routine, but it's like a 30-year-old woman and an 8-year-old girl, or yeah, something like that. I feel like we have to have a ghost that doesn't have a name, but it's just like the woman in black, or that. I'm gonna go with the Hound because I think that ghost dog is just such a fun idea. Spirit of a and like the dog is usually pretty chill, but if it feels like the hotel is under threat, it turns into like the scary hellhound. I think that's a fun spirit for the players to interact with. We'll just go with the St. Bernard. Who died at the hotel. After his owner abandoned him. One of the rooms. Who stayed at the hotel after his owner abandoned him in one of the rooms. Oh yeah, the idea of a ghost that doesn't realize they are one. Maybe it was foul play or natural causes, but they've been around a while and doesn't recognize the others as ghosts either. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of fun things you can do with this idea. Sort of like, it's another like, there's always a lot of fun asylum stories because the patients can be so different from one another. And like, there's so many opportunities for this transitional state to be really exciting. guardian spirit of the building. Manifesting. Protect the hotel against intruders. While being a lovable companion. Other ghosts who call the place home. What's a good name for our ghost who doesn't know he's a ghost? Bill. I think Bill's a good name to start with. Especially being New England. He has a fun, just Boston accent. It's just... I'm just a Fisher guy. I don't know nothing about this. I once played in an M&M noir game. I played the hard-bitten gumshoe Daniel Phantom. I'm sure you can see where the rest is going there. Young Daniel Phantom, he was just 13. His parents built a very strange machine. You see? Sorry, I forgot it was Danny Phantom Noir for a second. Malcolm? Malcolm's a good name. A good last name. Malcolm. You still had all the ghost powers. Also, hi. Hi, Doc Void. Hi, Logic Core. Thank you guys for joining us. We're talking about Emergent Mysteries because I ran a system that had this amazing mechanic where you design the mystery, you design a list of 20 to 30 clues, and you sort of distribute those clues as the mystery is going on. Confused spirit. It's also the name of Bruce Willis's character in The Sixth Sense. Oh, that makes sense, since he doesn't know he's a ghost. Yeah. But the cool thing about the system is you come up with a list of suspects, you come up with a list of clues and locations, and then every time the players make an investigation check, if they succeed, you decide in the moment what clue they find from the list. And the clues can be as abstract as a taboo love affair. They can be a disagreement between two suspects, or a secret tunnel that connects two locations. Just anything that can be just anything you can drop in so that none of the clues ever become load-bearing. And at the end of the mystery, the players do what's called a theorize move, where they have a big discussion about who they think did it and how and why, and they talk about all the clues, and then they make a roll. They roll 2 dice, and they add the amount of clues they found, and they subtract the complexity of the mystery. And if they succeed on that roll, that is the answer to the mystery. So, for instance, they found out, oh, our victim was killed by Malcolm Warner. By XXXX and X. If they roll an 11, a 10 and up, they get that is the answer, and they capture the culprit. They get a 7 to 9. That is the answer, but they have to do something dangerous to capture the culprit. And if they get a 6 or lower, that's not the answer, and the keeper, the GM, adds a wrinkle to the investigation. Yeah, it's really cool. Now there's a ton of secret tunnel going on in the chat. That's cool. I hate that we're coming up on 6 p.m. already. It's so fast. But I like this mechanic because it really lends itself well to how I typically do my adventure design when I'm writing just for myself to run an adventure. It gives me that sort of permission to not nail every single thing down before the game starts. Time does fly when you're having fun. Malcolm is the spirit. Donnie, or Agent Cortez, was performing the Spectre classification test. He doesn't know that he's a ghost, and he is the last person meant to have seen the victim alive. Malcolm keeps trying to leave the hotel, but can't seem to, due to his being a ghost. No, that's not, I love names like that. I do things like that all the time. Yeah, I love making a good little cheeky reference. All right, I think we need one more suspect. So this can be a ghost. It can be another living person who was at the hotel. Because right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 ghost suspects and 1 living suspect. I think we specified that Larry is, sorry, I said one of the few human occupants of the hotel. So there could be another human occupant of the hotel. Oh, you know what? Somebody who is trying to buy the building could be fun. Somebody who's trying to buy the building and might have a motivation to have somebody get killed there so they can get rid of the suspect. They can get rid of the ghosts in the hotel. I'm going to have to go back and watch more of these on Writing Mysteries. I expect I may need 1 or 2 or more of those in my campaign. Definitely. 1 living suspect. She's an old grand dame of the silver screen. Well, the silver screen is fairly new, though. It's only 1923 or something like that, or 1925 or something like that. And go with the hotel purchaser. Yeah, she could be a stage actress. Sigmund Gore. We'll do both of them. You know, there's no reason we can't have 2 more suspects. Sigmund Gore could be the person trying to buy the land out from underneath the hotel. Sigmund is a business tycoon looking to buy the land around the Magnus Hotel. But unfortunately for him, the hotel is owned by the ghosts who haunt its halls. And he can't just violate their property rights unless they are deemed dangerous by the DMA. I'd have gone with Ivo Shandor. He's got reasons. Yeah, maybe. I like the idea of a stage actor's ghost or a singer ghost, somebody who stays in the ballroom of the old hotel. Sigmund wants to tear it down to build the first strip mall. I'm gonna go with Ivana. I'll go with Ivana Shandor as our as our diva ghost. Phantasmal diva. Ivana was the last musician. Really done a heck of a job creating a setting with 20th century trappings where nobody bats an eye at ghosts owning our hotel or a gargoyle working for the police. I do my best. What I like about Titan City is that it's not a secret. So many urban fantasy stories are like, and this is the secret world, where we don't have to deal with that with Titan City. There's a lot of other things to deal with. Hello, Hamalu. Thank you for joining us. And Torrent Talks Creativity. Hope you're having a good time. Could Sigmund try a reverse Scooby-Doo and disguise himself as a ghost? That's dangerous to pull the DMA. Throws a red herring into things. Yeah, I think that's his plan, is either to... we just finished our Dragon Age TTRPG game. Oh, I hope you really enjoyed it. I really like the Dragon Age RPG. Oh, we're getting rated. It doesn't tell me that on StreamYard. Well, hello, Raiders. Thank you for hopping in. We're talking about Emergent Mysteries, and we're building a big, scary, haunted hotel. Ivana was the last musician booked to perform at the Magnus, and her catastrophic demise led to the initial closing of the closing of the front of the hotel. Who now haunts the ballroom, putting on performances night after night for her fellow spirits and humans brave enough to attend. Yeah, so those are our suspects. And I think we're going to have to do the rest of it next week, because it is now 6 p.m., which is around cutoff time for what we do. So, yeah, the next thing we nail down is the locations. Since we're in one hotel for the whole investigation, this is going to be the rooms of the hotel. So, the ballroom, the study, or the lobby. That's the word. That's where the front desk is. I know, it's so fast. We'll pick a specific room. He'll have died in a room, so it'll be room 426. The room where it happened. Agent Cortez's body was found here. Yeah, the reception desk is in the lobby. I kept trying to think of the word lobby. It was like the front desk, the concierge desk. It was all desks. The hedge maze out back. Groundskeeper's log cabin. What other interesting locations can we have in a hotel in the night? Oh, on a cliff overlooking the ocean. Nice big haunted hotel. Yes, we have one overgrown hedge maze. We've got a groundskeeper's cabin, an atrium, the bar where the diva serves drinks. Hotel bar. The pool. Yeah, fun 1920s hotel trappings. Housekeeping. Oh yeah, there's gonna be a big scary boiler room. Bar/lounge. Yeah, we'll call the ballroom a bar/lounge. That makes a little more sense for the spirit to be, the diva spirit to be haunting. And then the last thing we do is put in our clues, which is, like I said, 20 to 30 clues. We'll just knock this out real quick and then I'll be done. Kitchen, restaurant, yeah. Oh yeah, I always mess that word up. Restaurant is such a hard word to spell. Clues. I like to do a list of like 4 or 5 clues about the body itself. So signs of shock / fright on Donnie's body. I think for the mystery to be believable, it needs to not necessarily have a lot of physical activity, a lot of physical damage to the body. Otherwise, then you can rule out most of the ghosts. Almost got here, but was foiled by daylight savings time. Oh, arrived just as you were wrapping up. Sorry about that, Paul. Yeah. And Warden Maximus has the right idea. The clues for these emergent mysteries, it can be as simple as a strange aroma. And in the moment, you can decide what that is. It smells like something's cooking in the kitchen. There's like a smell of chlorine on the body, indicating that he might have been near the pool. Maybe there's just a smell of wet dog in the hedge maze. Something just that you decide when they make the investigation check. Heated discussion between 2 suspects. I think that's just a very good one to have in general. Signs of breaking and entering. Again, that can be a clue that points towards a human suspect or has to be addressed if they theorize that it's a ghost who did it. And again, one of the cool things about this emergent mystery technique is you don't know who actually did it as the GM. You have your list of suspects, but it's ultimately up to the player's theory and what theory succeeds on the theorized check that determines who actually did it. So it's not your job it's your job to come up with a couple of clues that point at a couple of suspects to get them thinking, but not necessarily saying this is what the exact answer is. Missing items from victim. Agent Cortez's car has been moved. Signs that a clock with the wrong time. Paul, I'm not sure about Atomic Robo. This is the technique used in a game I learned this weekend called Brindlewood Bay, which is powered by the Apocalypse. It uses this cool emergent mystery system. And yeah, it's really, I ran a game set in the Bones universe with it, but I wanted to bring it back and I wanted to break down the technique and figure out what we like about it, things that we can do to improve it. My one note, I really liked I don't know the answer. I think I would have done good for myself to have a couple of potential answers in mind when I was presenting the clues. Although that does interfere with the sort of spontaneous nature of the players discovering it and figuring it out, but having a rhyme or reason to when I was dropping the clues would have really helped me personally. Clock with the wrong time. Missing or room key found in suspicious place. Atomic Robo has a system called brainstorming for investigating weird science phenomena, which can easily be adapted for any mystery. It sounds cool. I really like a lot of these games that are taking the time to answer a lot of these questions for game masters, because this is such a prevalent story beat in role-playing games and investigation and mystery that having lots of tools to solve that problem is only good for GMs. And you can take pieces of this idea, you can mix it with other investigation techniques to make it work for your table, but I think having a wide variety of options and things to pull on only ever serves you as a GM. We're a product of all the RPGs that we know. And yeah, there's lots to love about lots of things. And I think one of the most important parts about being the GM is knowing that all of the tools you're assembling can be added to your GM toolbox, and you can use concepts and ideas from role-playing games into each other. You don't have to just be invested in one game's ideology or one game's methodology. I'm really excited to just have this as a tool to use for especially my convention games, where I often feel like I'm improvising the whole time. But this is almost like a guided improvisation. Any erratic behavior from the victim prior to the incident. Yeah, I think those clues like that are things like Agent Cortez's gun has missing bullets or bullet casings found near him. I guess. What about a love letter between Cortez and a suspect? Maybe he fell in love with a ghost at the hotel, and he was trying to find some way to be together with them. I think that's interesting. We have 9 clues. We need 11 more, give or take. The other really excellent thing that this game did was there were abilities. A lot of players, every character had an ability that some of the abilities let them add clues to the story. So there was like a Sherlock Holmes benefit where you could add a clue to the story based on your observation of one of the suspects. And while that clue cannot conclusively solve the mystery, it is a real clue in terms of mechanics. In terms of the clue mechanic. So it can be used as part of the theorizing. Broken dishes in cabinets. Missing books from the front desk, from the front office. Whether those are missing journals or missing clients or, missing fiscal records. Ooh, smudged writing. Desk/counter/wall. Secret tunnel that connects two locations. Just to bring the secret tunnel back from earlier. Yeah, but you guys get the point. This would be the whole adventure outline too. I mean, you know what happened, you got your clues, you've got your NPCs, you got your locations, you're good to go. You can add in flavor text here. So like the opening scene, add in just a paragraph of flavor text about how it looks when they arrive at the hotel. And then the locations, you can also add in flavor text. You can add in descriptions of what the suspects look like. You can get as involved as you'd like. But this is enough, honestly, for me to run a game off of. And I think anybody who's comfortable with improvising, this would also be enough to get start a game on. Writing some flavor text about the locations. Writing an establishing question for each of the locations, I think, is also cool. Like, when you walk into the bar, you notice that there are spirits watching Ivana sing. Describe one of the spectral patrons. Or the lobby, you get this feeling on the back of your neck that you're being watched. What do you think is contributing to that feeling? Yeah, just little questions like that to add in moments of cool, impromptu, conversation about the character and in character. But yeah, that's what I did this weekend. I got into that. I played some M&M. I got to play some East Texas University. That was fun, and it was cool. With that, I think that is probably the end of what we're going to discuss today. Our next topic is going to be keeping things fresh, how to keep things fresh, and I'll give a little spoiler on that. I feel much more energized to get back to my Mutants Masterminds campaigns after this weekend because I took some time to learn 2 new game systems. I learned how to run Brindlewood Bay, and I learned how to run the Warhammer 40k Wrath and Glory RPG. I just ran a couple sessions that were not my regular campaign, and I feel energized to get back into my regular stuff. But yeah. Anything else? Any updates I can think of? Like I said, we have ThursdAGE, or like Troy said, we have ThursdAGE this week on Thursday. Wednesday, he is also doing his office hours. So pop over for Troy's office hours over on the Atomic Think Tank. I think he said 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. But he's got more information about that over on the Atomic Think Tank. Saturday, we're doing our actual play, which is going to be a completely random game of Mutants and Masterminds. I don't know who the players are. I don't know who the villain is. I don't know where we're going to be doing things. It's going to be on the fly for me and the players. So it'll be a fun surprise. And then next Monday, we'll be back for Mutants Masterminds Monday. But thank you again, everybody, for tuning in, for hanging out with me while we discussed some more Game Master energy. It's very important that there are more Game Masters, and we're here to help. So if you have any questions about GMing, if you have any questions about the topic, please include them in the comments below this video. I tried to go back and check on them a couple times after they're live. And thank you, everybody. I am very happy to be feeling better. It was not a fun cold I was getting over, but I feel much better. Yeah. Well, until next time, please take care of yourselves. Please find time to play a game of your own, and I'll see you